Okay, in today's video we are going to tackle our video drawing. So what I've got over here is our assignment. I'm just going to enlarge it a little bit so you can kind of register it. So in today's video we're going to be playing around with motion and movement, and particularly trying to capture it through gesture drawing through a series of videos. So we're going to be doing 5 videos total. That means you need to have 5 complete drawings total. So we're going to go ahead and start off with this project. The medium's pretty open. I kind of would recommend maybe doing pencils. That's just kind of my preference though for this. You can also play around with your color pencils as well as any kind of fibrous pen or fiber point pen, charcoal, or a roller ball, any material that has a free flowing mark, right? So anything that you can really create a lot of fluid marks with will be appropriately used for this project. Okay, so if you do use charcoal, please make sure to have some kind of surface under you, like a scrap piece of paper, so you can fold it up and throw it in the trash. You just don't want the charcoal really getting up into the air too much, so you don't have to breathe it, and also charcoal is kind of messy, so let's just make sure that we keep our spaces clean, and we also keep you healthy and safe. Along with that, you will need a sketchbook or larger. I'm kind of using my Strathmore 400 series to create this project, so it's like our basic drawing paper, basic drawing sheets. If you are low on paper, please let me know and I'll supply you some, and I'll just leave that in our room at GB, at room, what is it, SA 426? Yes, I will leave you some there. For my Marinette students, I will leave it in for 149. There we go. Sorry, there's a lot of numbers in my head. Okay, so our main subject matter is going to be capturing the figures, backgrounds, objects, or whatever draws your eye from the video clips that I have attached to this project page. So there's kind of 2 ways that we can handle this assignment. And it's going to really rely on us kind of utilizing gesture drawing techniques and looking, drawing really heavily. So while we're drawing here, I want to make sure that you're constantly keeping an eye on what's going on in your screen in front of you. Get into a position that's going to be comfortable for you. For me, for this video, I just have my laptop here, and I'm going to have the videos, and I'm going to draw over here. So you want to make sure you're comfortable so you can really engage with that proper looking and drawing kind of feel, but we essentially have 2 methods of handling this drawing. The first is going to be a progressive kind of screen capture drawing method, which essentially means that you are going to kind of draw what you're looking at just kind of in the middle, and have it kind of build up on top of each other. So this way, these kind of drawings turn into kind of abstracted works, or these kind of collaged scenes almost that are very fragmentary. Then the second way is kind of having a kind of a series of drawings, meaning that as each frame shifts in the film that you're watching, you have a progression of movements, of figures, backgrounds, whatever it is you're drawing, or they could be a combination of all of those, and they progress along in this kind of rhythmic movement across your page, going in more of a linear line. You can combine these if you desire, but normally when I've seen students combine these, they don't like the results as much, and they look a little bit haptic in a bad way, but feel free to play around with this. You can experiment, of course. You've got 5 different drawings to experiment, so play around with the techniques if you want to. Like I said, combine them. If you feel like that's just going to be too for you, go ahead and just stick with one. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and just scroll down here to step 2, watching the drawing, or watching and drawing. So just kind of go in these in order if you want. We've got Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You're welcome for that. The Last Samurai. This is a pretty great movie. And The Hall Fight from Old Boy. You're double welcome on that. If you haven't seen this movie, you totally should. It's really good. 2001 Space Odyssey. Huge Kubrick fan, so you're also welcome for that little beautiful thing. And Brazil. Also, all of these movies are really fantastic, so if you need something to do on the weekend while you're working on art projects in the background, you can have these movies playing, and you will thank me later. So yeah, anyways, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and you can do these in order, I guess, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go with 2001 Space Odyssey, because that's like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on the link. It's going to open up to a video. If it does start off on a different point, go ahead and go back all the way to 000 and just enlarge your screen. And then go ahead and draw. Like I said, make sure this is in a comfortable position. Hopefully I didn't move that out of frame too much. Okay, and then make sure you also have drawing instruments available to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab a couple of pencils. I'm going to be drawing probably with a 4B or an ebony pencil. Yeah, okay, so I'm definitely, no, I'm not going to draw with that one. Just give me a hot sec. Alright, I'm having a hard time finding a pencil. Okay, 4B, got one, finally. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sharpen it. So it's already pretty sharp when I go to use it. This is a 4-minute long video, 4-minute and 20-second long video. All the videos are going to kind of range in length or duration, so just go ahead and pace yourself through them. Pay attention to the screen and draw what is on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and play this and just start drawing. I'm going to really kind of range in to what is maybe what you would consider more of a, sorry, I'm having a hard time talking and drawing. I'm going to really kind of play with more of a kind of build-up of images, so I'm going to kind of span them as like kind of a holistic space rather than doing the sequence. That's just kind of personally my drawing style. I'll let you listen to some beautiful music. Hopefully I won't have any copyright infringements here. And remember, with gesture drawing, we're really trying to capture and render forms in accurate ways, while also making sure we have decisive marks. That works out. So the whole point of this drawing is to really start thinking about how you see space, how you start to understand time, and how you start to understand spaces colliding within time. So have fun with this. Just kind of drawing bits of the clouds and the planet. And I'm making decisions just kind of organically. This is going to help train you kind of to also understand how the space works, but also how we make decisions in terms of composition. And help us really kind of draw quickly and rapidly to define the composition. Now your drawing should start to really take on some really active movement. Drawing the window or the door frame in the back. The figure herself as she's bending down. can start to change the scale too if you want. Make sure you have a couple pencils lying around or materials lying around that are sharpened so you can switch in between them if your pencils are getting dull. Okay, so that is the end of the clip, and that is my finished drawing. You will most likely have a drawing that looks something similar to this if you go with the kind of all over forms method, and that is just essentially looking at what's the screen, recording and capturing what's on the screen in a really kind of organic way. This method will most likely generate images like this that can be a little messy in composition, but they're really going to help you kind of figure out how to draw quickly, but also how to stack space in a really interesting way. It's also going to get you out of your comfort zone and make decisions really rapidly and quickly, depending upon how your composition is working. Some of these images might turn out like total crap. Some of them could be really interesting. The big thing is it's going to get you out of your comfort zone. It's going to help you try to make decisive decisions in the moment. It'll help cultivate and generate marks that are really unique and specific to hyper and quick drawing styles, as well as it's going to help you focus on how to maybe organize chaos. So this is a really interesting drawing method, and it can be really well utilized. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. So when it first starts off, maybe a little bit crazy, just keep following the process, trust in the process, and really pay attention to how your composition is developing organically on the page while you're looking at the screen too. Okay, so that kind of fluid minutia between those two are going to really help you kind of generate some interesting kind of compositions. All right, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to demonstrate our second method that you can do. And we're going to do, we gotta do Brazil. That's right, we're going to do Brazil. Okay, like I said, if you haven't seen this movie, it is fantastic. I am limited on drawing paper, so I might actually have to draw on the back, which I would not recommend for this assignment, or just in general. Don't ever draw on the back of your papers, unless you are saving paper. It's a paper that is not that, or a project that you don't really necessarily care about. All right, just a crafting tip, right? Okay, I'm going to go ahead. If you are running low on paper, or if you're concerned about that, you can go ahead and draw on the back if that's going to be a big issue. But if you have plenty of paper, go ahead and draw on the front so you can get that nice texture. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start this. So this second method is going to more be kind of episodic in how I'm handling it, meaning it from screenshot to screenshot, or if there's a frame change, I will try to capture those figures as they move in more of a linear fashion versus my kind of build up in the center and going outwards as my first method demonstrated.
Such wonderful subtle shading, such delicate nuances, like a windmill.
You know what? I'm going to sharpen my instruments real quick, so give me a second. So this is a good crafting tip too while you're working on this project. Sometimes you will have multiple scenarios where you have to sharpen your pencil quite frequently. You know what? Let's draw with an ink pen. How about that? We'll switch it up. So if you are working with a material that needs to be sharpened or graphite that needs to be sharpened or something, just make sure you have a couple before you start the drawing. It's a good crafting tip. Okay, I'm going to draw with the ink pen this time. We're going to see how this develops.
Wonderful subtle shading, such delicate nuances, like a windmill etching. And it is so much quicker. Why, if it wasn't this complication, the doctor says it could have happened to anybody. I'd have had this dress in all this. Okay. Salt.
It's really important to make sure you look at the drawing as it progresses and capture that form as it moves through the frame. Make sure you have a pen that works too. These are the best divos, the divos that never work right. This is like a real simulated classroom experience. Okay. Nothing changed, guys.
Wonderful idea for Christmas presents at the chemist. Gift tokens. Medical gift tokens.
That sounds wrong.
It's good at any doctor's, most of the major hospitals. It's also accepted for gynecological examinations, including cesarean section.
I don't know what to say. Never really happened to us. I'm going to tell you about it straight away.
Really, Sam? You'll do something about these terrorists.
It's my lunch hour. Besides, it's not my department.
Alright. All of my pins are failing. Okay, switching it up again.
There's a little thing that I've been dying to tell you. Sam's been...
If this one dies, we've got serious problems, guys.
Congratulations, Sam.
Stop it. I'm not being promoted. I'm not going to information retrieval. If I want you to stick your oar in, man, I'll tell you where to stick it.
All right. Okay, so this is more of kind of a linear kind of progression of scenes. As you can see, I tried to change them as I was drawing them as the scenes were changing on the film. So this is kind of an example of that second method, like I said. Feel free to combine these, like I said earlier in the video. Normally I've noticed that sometimes those don't have the best or yield the best results, but try it out, experiment. Have fun with this process, go back and forth, try a couple of them, and the more you do this, the better off you'll get. This is a good warm-up exercise for our class, just to get us in the mood about thinking conceptually about how drawings and space and time works, as well as getting our hands and our bodies limber and ready for drawing. So I hope you enjoy this project. This should probably take one class period, probably less than that, but yeah, so hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please let me know.